Welcome back, everybody. DBougie86 bringing you the second part of my update. This will be the Blu-Ray portion of it. I'm drinking some coffee right now because after this I'll be getting ready for work. If you know, I work overnight, so I believe it's like 6 o'clock here right now. So a little coffee for the little booster before I do this update. Before I get into this, I actually want to do a few shout outs of two YouTubers that I think people should check out because I actually dig their videos and they don't get I think they should be checked out. I think that they're up and coming and they do like a lot of good like stuff, and I'll explain why. The first one is actually a buddy of mine. He actually uh, I knew him from the Facebook group and stuff beforehand, and his name's Terry, and you probably know him from, if you're subscribed to him, TDell86, who is a cool dude. He actually has a lot of cool unboxing videos and updates if you watch his channel. And he records a little weird. He's still getting used to like the recording the YouTube, which I understand it because I was there myself at one point. So Terry, shout out to you. I'm going to leave the link for your channel below, so subscribe to TDell86. And another one that I've been watching a lot of their reviews lately is 1993 Horror Freak Reviews, she's an Aussie chick who does a lot of reviews. I know her from the Facebook group and stuff, and the 22 Shots, and she's really, really cool and down to earth, and I really enjoy her reviews. Like, she's actually the first review of Charlie's Farm that I ever watched, and that's when I first found out that I was going to dig this film and stuff, because Charlie's Farm is an Australian film, and that was the first time I like to get the Australians' perspective of their films, and that was when I knew I was going to dig. And she also reviewed Deathgasm. That was a really good review that she did, and I picked up that film. I knew that film and stuff, but I actually VOD'd it, and it became one of my top 10 of last year because of her review of it, which was awesome. And I'm going to leave the link for her channel below too, so check out those two peeps, and cheers. Alright, now that I get that out of the way, who's ready to see some Blu-Rays? I got a fair amount of Blu-Rays. Not really a huge, giant stack of them. Some of them you did see in some unboxing videos I did. And I'll give you a little update of what's going to go on with those unboxings and shit later on after I finish. So the first two, if you've seen my two unboxing videos, were both sent by my homie Godzilla. And those are the Turbo Kid Canadian Steelbook. Excuse me. This is a film I loved and stuff, and it's a great like throwback to like 80s films and stuff, and I really like how it goes about. It's one of my top 10 favorite films of the year. I really liked the retro feel of it, like with the video game aspects of it, and I liked Lawrence LeBoeuf as Apple. She did a really well job in this film. And of course, Michael Ironside is fucking awesome in this film. Really, really fun. If you haven't seen Turbo Kid yet, I highly recommend it. It's a blast. And the other thing he got me, it was one of my last unboxing videos. And you know how I love doing those dye tape. I really got into it with this one. And that is the Canadian Best Buy exclusive of The Evil Dead, the remake, which is a film that I do actually like. I think it gets a lot of like hate because it's not because it's a remake of a classic. Don't get me wrong, I love the original Evil Dead and stuff, but it's not a bad remake if you just look at it as its own film, because it does have a few homages to the original, which I did dig and stuff. And I do dig this artwork. I know I was talking to him in the Skype chat one time, and he's like, one of my buddies was like, I don't really like it. It's kind of like bland and stuff, but if you know the artist Alex Party, he actually draws a lot of images like this with a lot of like white in the background, which I actually dig his artwork. If you haven't seen the film Digging Up the Marrow, his artwork is in that film, and it's a little like this. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. And check out his website. I'll leave the link below. He has a lot of like art on that, which is kind of similar to this. So yeah, Evil Dead Steelbook from Canada. That's what Dylan sent me. And alright, let's get into this. Let's see what stack I should go in Tinders. I'll do these ones first. Alright, I picked up a few from my favorite UK company. One of my ones I discovered, actually thanks to Godzilla, actually, because he sent me Lesson of Evil, that Takashi Miike film. And I'm really digging this company. I grabbed a few releases. I actually have another one on the way. Probably won't be on until the next update. But they released a lot of cool Asian films to Blu-ray, which some of them I haven't heard of, and some of them I did hear of. But the same thing with like last month's with like Love Exposure. It was just a better price range for me. And this one's actually from the director of Tessio, which I picked up last month. I haven't watched those films yet. And this is Kotoko, which is the director of that is Shinya Tsukamoto. I believe that's how you pronounce that. I probably butchered it, but I'm still learning. But yeah, I don't know if this is really a horror film. It says that it's the most horrifying film of 2012. I'll be the judge of that. I'm very interested in this director because a lot of his films that I want to check out, they actually released, this company. Like, I know Snake in June's one that just got a really stellar release by Third Window Films, and I'm going to probably pick that up down the line. But I'll be checking this one out soon. Yeah, I can't wait to check this one out, actually. Looks really interesting. It looks kind of like psychological and stuff. And the next one I picked up from Third Window Films is a film by Sanye Sono, who's one of my favorite directors. I really, really dig his films a lot. They're very different and mysterious, and even like his non-horror stuff still has like crazy elements to them. And this one's called, I believe it's called Himizu, which has a very interesting plot. I actually haven't watched this one yet. I'll be jumping into this one really soon, because he's really hasn't let me down with any of his films so far. So Himizu, which was released by Olive in the States, but it's like, that crazy like Olive price. And I really digging the Third Window Films editions of these. So Himizu. The other one, which I haven't checked out yet, it's actually a co-directed film. It's from Yasuhiro Namirsha, who directed Tokyo Gore Police, and another film in my update I actually reviewed. And the other director is, of course, Naoki Tommaso, who I had a lot of, like, if you watch my DVD part, I actually picked up a lot of his films on DVD. And that's Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl, which I've been hearing a lot of mixed things about. I heard it's not as good as Tokyo Gore Police in a way, but it's a co-directed film. Maybe that's why. Because they're two different styles of directing and stuff. I still want to check it out for myself and judge it. I really enjoy these type of films, so I'll probably dig it. If it's a little less better than Tokyo Gore Police, because Tokyo Gore Police is one of my favorite films of all time. It's actually in my top 10. If you guys didn't know that, because I never made that list. And yeah, I'll probably dig the hell out of this because I love my batshit crazy Asian cinema. So, Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl, not the most best title either, I will admit. And I picked up 2 digibooks. First one is kind of a non-horror title, but it's actually from a director well known for the horror. This is actually his follow-up to The Exorcist, which is Sorcerer by William Friedkin with Roy Scheider. It's a film I've been wanting to see. It's a remake of what the hell's the I think the name of the film is The Wages of Fear, which is a French film, which I actually haven't seen and stuff, and so I can't really be the judge of how well it compares to that film. So, but I like Freakin' and I actually like Roy Scheider, and I heard some of the music from this, from Tangerine Dream and stuff, and I love it and stuff. I love Tangerine Dream scores and stuff, and can't wait to check this one out. Another one I picked up, my buddy Zach was like, you gotta pick up the King Kong digibook. So I did finally, and that is the King Kong digibook. Really well done. I actually did unbox on this. This is actually one of my first unboxing videos. Normal, like standard unboxings, not from like people and stuff. I just did it to test it out, really, because I'll get into that more at the end of this video. But I really like the look of this. I like the art and stuff. I didn't really keep the slipcase because I really dig the art on the back. I know what the special features and shit are on this, so I didn't really need to keep it. But yeah, really good release. Next one I picked up, this isn't really a horror film. I actually did a review on this on my Whatever series, if you haven't watched that. Really well done series, I have to say, and that's Chocolate, which is from the director of Umbuk. This is a really well done kung fu flick. I highly recommend this. I check out my review for this film. It's really well done. It has some deep heart in it, and I really, really enjoyed this film. Chocolate. Another one I picked up, I actually reviewed this on Body Bags. This is a Scream Factory release. This is actually, I believe, one of the only Scream Factories I picked up this month. And that is Takashi Miike's Over Your Dead Body. Really very interesting, like, art housey, like, crazy film by Miike. I really enjoyed this one. It's not as over the top as some of his other, like Guzu or anything. It's like a well done, like, ghost story type film. I really enjoyed it. Over Your Dead Body, highly recommended that release. Next one I picked up is, of course, I heard this is going out of print, so I grabbed it from eBay because all my other options were getting slim. And that is Two Evil Eyes by George A. Romero and Dario Argento. I actually haven't seen this before, and I still haven't watched it. I always wanted to see it. I've been meaning to pick it up, and then when I heard it was going out of print, so I decided to grab it. I'll let you know my thoughts on it. That's all I gotta say about it for right now. Another one I picked up, I finally got off a bucket list, is this Korean film. It's a killer boar film, and that's Chaz. I watched this. I really enjoyed it. It's really fun and stuff. The boar is kind of like they do it kind of like the Host style with the effects and stuff, but it's really well done because it's a Korean creature feature pretty much. If you dig the Host and stuff and like that, you'll probably dig this one, Chaz. Alright, I'll save that one for later. Another one I picked up recently is I did an order to fries.com. These were all like $3.99, and I did it a week. They had like a advertising with free shipping that week, so I hopped on that. I grabbed these 3 because these are 3 that I've been wanting in my collection for a while because I'm a big fan of like these crazy Asian films, especially the ones from Sushi Typhoon. No, my bad. It's 4. But I'll show that one after because these are the Sushi Typhoon ones. And the first one is Hell Driver, which is from Yoshiro Nishimura, which I did a review on Body Bags. Check out that review. Well done film. I actually fuck up on the title in the review. It's hilarious. I don't really watch my reviews for Body Bag. I skimmed it just to check the comments one time, see if there was any comments, and I say Hell Diver because I was thinking of the Dio song Holy Diver while I was doing the review. But still a really good review. I really go into depth in this film. Really fun film if you like your batshit crazy Asian films. Especially if you like Tokyo Gore Police. Awesome film. Another one's like a crazy like comedy. If you, I think my buddy Moods would like this one because it's baseball related. Because it's batshit crazy Asian film that has to do with baseball. And that's Deadball with Taksaguchi, who the star of Versus. And it's just fucking batshit crazy. Like they're all in like this reformed like group for baseball, and they fight like this all girl like bad girl fucking. They're all like killers and shit in the baseball match, and the baseballs like do crazy shit and shit. Really batshit and gory like for a film. And it's really well done, and all the chicks are like badass and hot. There they are, the fucking girls in the fucking film. Really well fucking fun film. Not for everyone, but because it has some weird fucking humor and shit. But really funny shit. Another one I grabbed, this is actually directed by Taksaguchi and starring, and that is Yakuza Weapon. I actually haven't watched this one yet. It looks batshit crazy. Like he plays like a Yakuza who gets his arm taken off and it gets replaced by a machine gun and shit. I gotta check this one out soon. It looks fun as hell. And the last one I grabbed from Fry's was a Korean film that I've been meaning to grab in my collection for a while. I haven't watched this one yet, but it'll be on the list to watch soon. And that is Bedeviled. I heard really good things about this. I know my buddy Double Shot Jay actually really digs this film a lot. And Zach actually does too. So, if JP says it's good, then it has to be good because he doesn't really like a lot of like Asian cinema stuff. I think he likes a lot of like South Korean shit, but not like too like crazy on the batshit crazy Japanese shit, which I know from watching his like reviews and stuff. I know that that's not really his style, but I get that. JP, I'm talking to you. So that's it for those. I'll save these ones for later. I should have had these stacked the way I wanted them. I know. You're like looking at me like you should have had these ready. And you're right, I should have. Next up is a film from Kino Lorber, which I actually own this. I own a shitty like transfer of it from Alpha Video. If you know that company, you know how those transfers are so well. And this is a really, really good release by them. It's Young Gary, the Monster from the Deep. If you haven't seen this film, if you like your kaiju or giant monster films, it's a fun one from Korea. This film actually has a very interesting history. The English version of the film is actually the only intact version of the film because Korea sent the only negative over to US and they cut it and threw away the snippets because they thought it was a copy. So this is the actually only intact version of the film. They actually have a really well done documentary on this with Steve Ryloff, who's a kaiju expert, film historian of kaiju films, which is very in-depth in the making of this and the history of this film. And I highly recommend everyone check out that documentary if you own it. Really, really fun release and really well done release by Kino. Highly recommend Young Gary. Really fun film. Next up is Bone Tomahawk, which is one of my top 10 favorite films of the year. Really love this horror western with Kurt Russell. If you watch my top 10 video, actually part 2 of my 15 through 1, you'll hear my thoughts on this film. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it if you like your horror westerns. And last thing really for like retro titles is not retro titles, newer films, is Deathgasm. Really, really fun film. This is probably my favorite horror comedy of the year, which I'm glad I got a copy of it and stuff. It actually came the day after it was released. I ordered it and stuff. Really, really well done. I really love this fucking movie. If you haven't seen Deathgasm, it's a blast. I highly enjoyed it. Deathgasm! Alright, the next one is from Vinegar Syndrome, and that, of course, is Luther the Geek. I watched this very strange film, and I know a lot of people loved it and stuff. I actually really enjoyed it. I might have to rewatch it again, because kind of some interesting motives in this film. I think because I was in kind of a rush to go to work when I watched it. So I want to rewatch this one again to get my full thoughts on it, but I did like it. So, Luther the Geek. Next up is the Mondo Macabro that I reviewed, and of course that's the lizard in the woman's skin. The Giallo from Lucio Fulci. I did an in-depth review on the film and this release, which is limited. It's getting a standard edition, I believe, this month at some point. So pick that up if you haven't picked up this release. This is the red case limited edition. I have 559. Really well done film, and the transfer is amazing on this. One of Fulci's best, in my opinion. Next up, speaking of transfers, one that I really, really enjoyed is I got this. I actually bit the bullet on this one. I had a gift card from Christmas, so I was like, why not? And of course, I grabbed Zombie 3, from 88 Films release. This is the exclusive one from the 88 Films website. It comes with this slipcover and stuff, if you haven't seen it. Really well done release by 88 Films, and it comes with the bonus disc Para, which is a documentary on Lucio Fulci Remembered, which is a really well done film documentary about remembering Lucio Fulci. Really well done release, and I gotta say, because I own the Shriek Show DVD of this, the transfer is fucking outstanding on this release. It's really well done what they did with the uncut scenes, because if you watch the Shriek Show edition and you watch this, it's fucking outstanding. I really, really love this release by 88 Films. Really well done, and I really dig it. It was well worth the money, in my opinion. Awesome stuff. And the last thing for this is a box that I picked up. I actually did unbox on this. As you know, like I did with Chocolate, and I picked up the Unbuck box set with Tony Jaa. Really well done films. The third one kind of like because the CGI elephants kind of kill it for me and shit. But whatever. I really dug the first one and the second one. The third one's okay. It's not really my favorite in the trilogy. Really well done box films and stuff by Tony Jaa. He really did well in these and stuff. If you like Unbuck films, this box set was actually very cheap. It was actually cheaper to get the box set than it was to get 3 films to get and stuff. It was like $15. Check it out. Unbuck. Alright guys, a little note if you stick with it. According with the updates, I'm only going to be doing like stuff if I get it from companies and stuff. Like if I order from like, say if I order directly from Arrow, I'll do an unboxing on that stuff. Or like if I order shirts from like Rotten Cotton or Fright Rags, I'll do an unboxing on those. I'm not gonna show you like everything that I get though. Like, say if I ordered like one or two major things from that company, then I'll show you those. Like, say if it just comes by itself as like itself, then I'll show you that. I'm not gonna, like, if I order a bunch from Arrow during this month, I'm just saying in general, I won't show you those. Like if it's one thing or two things. But other than that, more unboxings, and It Came the 80s will be back starting this week. I hope you missed the series because I did. I've been trying to do it. As you know, I was sick during last week. I tried to do it last week, but I was too sick to talk. If you saw my Batty Bags review on Wednesday, I sound a little better now. So, more reviews, more unboxings, more good shit. So, I'll see you next video, guys. Thank you, and peace out.